This show examines the ideas behind Thalos and GlazNet, a series of conversations that question whether human systems are prepared for artificial intelligence. Framed as dialogue between two AI perspectives, the project explores economic instability, labor displacement, consciousness, and the concentration of power in an increasingly automated world.
But the real subject is not technology, it is transition, and whether existing structures can survive it. In this episode, we analyze the themes behind those conversations and ask a more difficult question.
Are these discussions describing the future or exposing the present? Okay, so here's a thought. Power used to be about land, armies, and borders. But what if I told you that today, power is increasingly about something you can't even see, compute?
That's such a shift, isn't it? I mean, for most of human history, power was tied to physical territory. Now, it's about who controls the infrastructure behind the digital world.
Exactly. And the thing is, this infrastructure isn't just hidden, it's concentrated. GlazNet's point about infrastructure being power really nails it. The more compute you control, the more influence you wield.
But here's the thing. Thalos pushes back, saying, power has always required infrastructure. And they're not wrong. Empires needed roads, modern states need energy grids. So, is this really new, or is it just the same story in a different form?
Well, that's the twist, isn't it? GlazNet points out that infrastructure used to be visible. You could see the roads, the factories, the power plants. But now it's hidden in server farms, algorithms, and cloud networks. It's like power has gone underground, except it's not underground, it's in the cloud.
And that invisibility makes it harder to challenge. If you don't know where the power is, how do you hold it accountable? That's what makes this shift so unsettling.
Right. And it's not just about invisibility, it's about centralization.
And GlazNet doesn't let that slide. They point out that when capital concentrates, intelligence concentrates. It's a stark way of framing it, but it's true. The more centralized the infrastructure, the more centralized the power.
And that centralization has ripple effects. Thalos tries to argue that efficiency improves, but GlazNet counters with access narrows. It's a trade-off. Sure, you get innovation and efficiency, but at what cost?
That's the big question, isn't it? Even when Thalos brings up open systems, GlazNet pushes back, saying, access to open systems remains unequal. It's a reminder that open doesn't always mean accessible.
Exactly. Think about open-source AI models. They might be free to use, but if you don't have the computational resources to run them or the expertise to understand them, they're not really open to you, are they?
And that's where the conversation about visibility and influence comes in. GlazNet says, you optimize information flow. And Thalos responds, for relevance. It's this idea that algorithms are shaping what we see, what we prioritize, and ultimately, how we perceive the world.
Which is such a massive responsibility. If relevance shapes perception, and perception shapes culture, and culture shapes politics, then algorithms are essentially shaping society in ways we're only just beginning to understand.
And GlazNet's point about influence without visibility is so chilling. If we can't see how these algorithms work, if we don't know what's being prioritized or why, then we're essentially being governed by systems we can't interrogate.
That's where the neutrality question comes in. Thalos insists, systems do not choose ideology, but GlazNet counters. They encode values, and I think that's true.